Good afternoon. This is Tisha McDonald's Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And Tanika Gillard, I am Naturally Yours, your hair braiding expert here in Birmingham, Alabama.
So, how was your day, Nikki?
It was fine. Nothing to
Okay.
tell. Relaxing
Nothing.
today. No, nothing to
Happy 4th of
tell.
July. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th. I didn't do much. Me and the kids just relaxed at home. Me, the kids, and the dog just relaxed at home yesterday. Did some hamburgers, did some hot dogs, and that was it. We had an easy day. Finished up
I was
some knitting
at,
projects.
oh, good, good, good. Yeah, I saw some of your knitting projects. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. I didn't do anything. I came to work yesterday. I'm not a celebrator of the 4th. So, I just came to work. I did 3 clients and went home, and it was, family time. I sat and watched a couple of movies with Rayleigh, and that was it.
Okay, okay. I don't even
Watched a
think I
movie with
did.
the husband. Yeah, watched a Netflix. You know,
Okay.
we both practically fell asleep on it, but that's what I did.
What did y'all watch?
Something that my client recommended,
Okay. I
Anchor
always
Baby.
try to. Okay, I try to find stuff on Netflix, but I do a lot of the stand-up comedian type things. When I can't find nothing.
All right. Well, let's get into it. It's been, almost 2 minutes. It's a minute and a half.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's get into this so we can let the people go after. Um, Young people, the young people today are so talented. Really, I don't find like older people can learn some things from the younger people and vice versa and vice versa. Like the older generation should be mentors to the younger generation, but the younger generation do things that the older generation don't know. And I'm all about it.
Me too. Me
I'm all
too.
about it. So let's jump into that a little bit. You have your young stylist. Like for me, I have my Sharice. Like I said, she graduated from MCTI, which is the technical school out of here. So she went to beauty school. She did that for 4 years in high school, and now she's in college. She's going entering into her last year. But she does hair on campus, as many of the college students do. But to be licensed to do it and then to actually do it, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
she came a couple weeks ago and I had posted a thank you on Instagram for her, showing me how to do the lace fronts and stuff like that because she's a younging and I can learn from her what they're doing today.
Yes. Yes.
Beyond going to the
Seminars.
seminars and stuff. Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Because that's a personal hands-on right there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, I feel the same way. Like, you know, before Michelle left, she's the one who turned me on to the Cuban twist hair, and I love that hair now to do kinky twists with. But young people, they are on top of it because things are always changing. New trends are always being set, and it's the younger generation that does it. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed, I love to see the new work that the young people are putting out, the braids and stuff like that. That's really, really awesome. I'm like, okay, back in my day, and like this person is really going to go far. You can see the intricacy, all the detail in their work, and it's just good work. So I really am enthralled by the younger generation and what they can do, not just in the hair industry, but you have all of these new engineers. You have your young people that's going into the sciences and the politics and stuff, and they really are going to be game changers for the next generation. I'm so excited about it.
You said a couple of things there, but I'm going to backtrack a little bit only because yes, the young people are um standing on the shoulders of the veterans like us. So like back in the day, we were already doing the Jenny lock or the yarn braid we were already doing that. And so they just think that that's something new. They think the crochet is something new. No, we've been doing it, but y'all are starting to elevate the game. And I love that, because you can always take what was once old and bring it back to new again. Yes.
Yes.
I look at my daughter and Tanika, rest in peace to Ma, she was always one that said, "Don't have me just getting old out there. You keep me young. Y'all are young. Keep me
Mhm.
young." And I can
Mhm.
remember she used to wear the wiggy wigs back in the
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
Then when she
Yeah.
came on to the lace front wig, I'm like, "Mom,
Mhm.
what you know about lace front?" She said, "I
Uh-huh.
like what I like, and I didn't like the other wigs, so I liked it." And she loved that lace front because she was trying to
Mhm.
stay on top in her 80 plus years, and she always said, young people are meant to keep you young. And I tell
Yes,
my daughter all the time, don't let me out here looking haggard and old,
yeah.
even when I have a few whiskers on my chin. I'm like, Ray, you let me come outside like that? And it's almost like, well, you see yourself in the mirror, but that's not the
Right,
point. The point is
right,
you
right.
are supposed to keep me young.
That's true. That's
And
true.
I listen to my daughter at 14 as well, and she's good. Her generation is going to be just amazing, just
Yes.
amazing. They already know who they're voting for in 2024. She's ready. She's
Wow.
about it. She's
Wow.
about it.
Okay.
She will be of
Okay.
voting age then, and
Okay.
it's just the generation today. I just love it. I just love it.
Okay, okay. You spoke about mom, and I think that this is for anybody. And I think you mentioned this yesterday about your friend whose mother is 95. But even towards her ending, she still was trying to be young, hanging out with us, going with us places, traveling with us. And so it's important to stay on that line of youth and on top of the things that's changing in society. So we're getting off a track just a little bit, so we're going to have to bring it back down. But go ahead and tell about your 95-year-old.
Oh no,
Oh
my
no.
friend, yes. Anyway, she's one of my closest friends. Donna was saying that her mom is 95 and she wanted to stream Hamilton. And she was just so happy and proud that her mom is up on streaming at 95 years young. So I thought
Yes.
that was impressive because me at 40 something, I'd be like, Ray, come here, Michael, come here, help me,
Uh,
But I just,
and
I love it. And it's just bridges the gap between the young and the old as well. We have to remember our seniors and, give homage to those that's before us.
yes, it was something that you said there with the 95, and yes, finding your place. And so that's where we are, you guys, with our young people. There's two things I wanted to say about that. One, like, you might not know what your place is when you're young. I never would say at 18 you got to know what you want to do with the rest of your life, because at 18 I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I was 25 when I actually went to nursing school. So I was older when I figured out what I wanted to do in life. However, you should have something. Like if you see something in your child, and I'm going to use my son, somehow he needed a cord to go to his PS4, but we didn't have the cord, so he got a different cord. I don't know, and he hooked it up, whatever he did. And I was like, see, that's what you need to be doing. That's what you're good at, trying to figure out how to manipulate this stuff to make it work. Of course, when it comes to video games, he's going to find a way to make it work, but I don't care. That's a skill that I wouldn't have been able to do. I wouldn't have been able to say, hey, let me get this cord from this and put it to that and make it work. So I think when you see something when you're young, and I know that Bishop Jakes talks about that a lot, about, when you see it as a parent, you make it flourish and make it grow.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All right, so let's talk about our youngins in the beauty industry. We can start there, only because you see such talented girls who just don't put their talent to use, or they put it to use, but they don't get paid for their talent. So let's say, I don't know, I'm going to just keep using Ray as an example. She's
Mm-hmm.
14 years old. Let's say she's ready to go off to college and do hair. Now, I do hair. She's nowhere near interested in doing hair. But I'm like, Ray, if you take this talent and go take it with you to college, how much money you can make, you could be paying for your books, and stuff like that. You don't have to go out necessarily and work a smaller job. I'm not, I'm not saying anything negative about that, but she could be making more than the average. She doesn't have to make a minimum wage when she could take this skill and use it in college.
I agree. I was at a grocery store here the other day, and a young lady, her hair was so pretty. She's young, about 18, 19 years old. And I asked her, I said, oh, who did your hair? It's so pretty. And she had the Bohemian faux locks, and it was really long and pretty, very neat. And she said, well, I did them myself. And I said, well, have you thought about going to cosmetology school? And she was like, no, but I am handing out business cards. And I had to tell her as a professional that, hey, in Alabama, the state of Alabama, you have to have a license to do natural hair and braids. So you can't don't be out here just giving out your cards, because if someone is inspector or something like that, and you give them their card and they ask you questions about it, you can get in trouble for that. So I was trying to encourage the young lady to go on to cosmetology school. It doesn't take long for your natural hair license, I don't think, here in Alabama, and you'll have that under your belt, and then you can make more money. Like I said, I was at a grocery store. I'm like, she had so much potential, more earning potential to make more money if she took the time and invested in herself and went to school, and not just get stuck in a job. Don't get just stuck there.
In Pennsylvania, you have to have your natural hair license as well. And it doesn't take long to get your natural hair license. But, if you're going to go for your natural hair license, you might as well just go for the whole thing, because you don't know what you're going to do in the future. And it's like a year's program. It's less than that. It's 10 months actually out here. But if you already have some kind of skill, some of the schools will work with you and barter with you. I only had to do 6 months out of the 10 months, because I already had experience for natural hair, aesthetics, and I taught the makeup class and the nail class. So we kind of bartered that off to 6 months. And in the same time, during that 6 months is when I opened up the salon. So yeah, the kids could get stuck, but like my daughter, she's more, mommy, I would like to learn makeup more so. But makeup is not what the kids are going to be worrying about in college. They need their hair done to get to class at 8 o'clock in the morning. They don't need their makeup on at 8 o'clock in the morning to get to algebra or chemistry or statistics,
Right. Have you read, just touching real quick, I was reading an article yesterday that's saying that the lipstick industry has gone down by 11% because we have to wear masks now. So that's taken away from the lower portion of our face. And so that makeup industry is kind of suffering just a little bit only because of the mask, but who knows, it'll come back up again. But at the same time, my niece should be able to practice whatever it is she want to practice.
This is true. This is true. And, she said something to me last week, because during this COVID, and it's funny that you mentioned the lipstick, she said so many people have lip gloss lines. She's not interested in because I said, Ray, you could have opened up your own little business online. She said, everybody's coming up with a lip gloss line. I'm not interested in doing a lip gloss line. So it's funny that you should mention that the mask, with the sales of the lipstick and lip glosses, because we have to wear masks, it doesn't even, and yeah, that might go up, but because people still want to look cute,
Yes.
outside of the mask.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And this was Elle magazine.
Oh,
ELLE.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they like those bold colors and stuff. And now, because it shows your personality, but we're getting off track again. So our young folk. Yes, not only the young folk. I know older folk that do upholstery and things like that, tapestry. Things that are going out. I think that we younger people can learn from them, but they could also make money on the side doing things for others with their talent. I think that if you're talented and gifted in a certain area, don't let it go to waste. Even if you taught it to someone else, even if you did it for free, I can't say how many items I've knitted or handmade and donated to like Children's Hospital or to different schools and stuff, barefoot sandals and stuff, blankets, all the time blankets, I'm always donating. But you just don't know if it's going to help somebody else in the end. So for my young people that are stylists, go on to school, take those hours, get those credits, get that license. It adds credit to your name. It gives you some weight. And the younger you get it done, if you're in it the long haul like we are, 30 plus years, it adds sustenance to who you are. And it just makes you better.
But we're not saying you have to stay stuck doing hair. And I don't want to say stuck in a bad way. I mean, you from this, you can branch off into other things like your own product lines, books, DVD. Yes. Well, nobody does DVDs, but books, online courses, et cetera, et cetera. Doing hair or, performance services on clients is just one avenue of multiple streams of income that you could have. So, that's not the end all to be all. Just take it as a stepping stone to something further that you want to do. I see so many of my young people now, they want to sell hair, or they're making wigs, or they're doing stuff like that. So you have so many options. One talent could branch off into so many other talents.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Because like you could take like your basic braiding skill, just a plait, and you could do a video on how to do a plait. You could write a book on how to do a plait and why plaits, where they started from, how you can make it intricate with just one plait if you did the whole head in plaits and add in beads and stuff. So you could do your book, you could do your video, you could do a how-to, you could do a one-on-one, you could do a conference. Hey, I'm teaching just plaits because I know that on my Instagram feed, I'm on there a lot. And Facebook as well. But I'll see a lot of people that just specialize in one type of braid. You know, like if they do cornrows, that's what they're going to have their seminars on. That's what they're going to talk about is just the cornrow. Whereas we have a multitude of different things that we do. You do more than me because you do the chemical side. I don't. I just do the braiding side. But also with that, know your lane. Like I know I don't do the chemical side, I don't do color, I don't really do lock extension, so that's not my area right there, and I will gladly refer you. Now there's another young lady who just opened up her salon. She's only going to be doing lock extensions, and she already put a post out, I am not doing braids or extensions, so she's sending them my way. So it's like, okay, now that's where you go when you specialize in something. But the same thing with your upholstery, or if you're say you're a baker, you can say this is a simple recipe for cupcakes, and then you put your ingredients, and you could do a how-to video. You can do, you know, a seminar on just doing cupcakes, you know, and then how to make the frosting, and you know, yes, you can build. You can build. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Again,
That's caffeine.
this is Teacher McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And this is Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours in Birmingham, Alabama.
Today I'm coming on location. I'm actually at the salon as we speak because my husband is here putting up a ring light for me. So that's why we're here today.
Can we get a flash of the husband? You're supposed to
No, we
scan
can't
the
get a flash of the husband. We can't get a flash of the husband. The daughter's here too, but she's eating, so I definitely can't give her a flash of her.
Okay. I was just saying maybe he might have wanted to wave to the people. But anyway. Messy sister-in-law.
You sure are. So yeah, that's all I really had to say about my young people and, you know, the generational and just the talent that we see out here. It's just really good. And the next generation coming up, I'm just so impressed.
But at the same time, I don't want like them to feel obligated. So we were talking about your daughter, and we don't want her to feel like, oh, I have to do it because mom says. That's like me with Cordell. Yeah, I'm like, Cordell, you need to do something in the medical field because there's always going to be a job. And he's like, no, just because you're in the medical field don't mean I want to go to the medical field. But they have to understand the value in that. They need to understand the value of having a skill or a talent, you know, to help them stay afloat or to give them something outside. When like right now, the economy is down for a lot of people. To have the skill and the talent, you know, that's invaluable.
But you just said the economy is down. Hair salons were the first to be hit. We had to shut down. What was there left to stand on if you didn't have another skill? So that's when the online classes come in play, and it should be set up for you now to do that. And that's what we're working on now. So the online classes is something online, selling things online. There's still another revenue stream, and it doesn't matter if it's just, you know, $7 or $700. As long as you can generate multiple streams of income, that's all that's important. It doesn't matter how small it is, because then that small seed can grow into a bigger seed.
Absolutely. Yeah, and always invest in yourself. So like we already know, we always take seminars and workshops and things like that. So
Seven since we've been on this break. I've taken 7 since we've been on this break.
So I'm don't want
people. Doing my last 2 right now, actually.
Okay, what are you taking?
I ain't telling.
Okay, so okay, yes, I remember. Never mind. So, but just always remember to invest in yourself and into your skill. I mean, anytime you have a license or a certificate, whether it's funeral services like you have to keep that up. I have to keep up nursing. So those are CEUs that they talk about. You have to do the same thing in the hair industry. It's kind of funny. We're not sure how things are going to go right now. But, you know, there's different events that we like to participate in. I know I'm looking forward to the Talia event next year, although I will be in a different capacity. But making sure that you stay relevant out here in these streets, as one of my friends like to say, making sure that you are doing everything that you can to stay on top of your game and to help someone else stay on top of their game. Because like you said, there's a lot of talent out here. And I like to learn from my youngins too. You know, I have a sweet mate and I'm peeking over to see what she's doing when it comes to those locks. And she's peeking over seeing what I'm doing when it comes to the braids.
Yep, because each one teach one. And it's funny you mentioned the funeral industry because yes, even though I'm graduated and everything like that, we've even seen a turn because there's not as many embalmings. There, the cremation rate is very, very high. So they even had to change the way things are done. We have to do Facebook Lives now for funeral service because of the social distancing. So every industry has to be flexible, has to be fluid, has to be. And now what happens? The older funeral homes that's not up with it, some of them are going under. They're not because they don't know how to stream live or whatever. So now they need young people to come in and help them with the social media aspect of running or posting or streaming the funeral services. So it's
Yeah.
something,
So
everything is going that way.
something similar happened a couple of weeks ago of another client. They had a wedding, and the mother of the bride didn't know how to do the streaming part for the wedding because, of course, of the 6 foot distance rule and family that couldn't be there. So she had to figure that out quickly, how to get everybody on the live, you know, how to stream.
Teachers didn't know how to teachers. Some of them, oh, Tanika, it's funny because like we said, the young people are so talented and they know so much technology wise. It's just like one of my clients is a professor at the university over here. She said the professors had to reapply for their jobs, and a lot of them got fired because they did not know how to work the internet. They did not know how to stream and do their classes. So they had to reapply for their jobs. And if they didn't have the skill, they're fired. So I don't know. It's kind of
That's another topic for another
that's
day,
another
T.
topic for I'm just saying that the young people are on it and we need to kind of grasp
Mhm.
on and learn what we can if we need to. I'm not
Right.
ashamed to say to my kids, help me. I don't understand.
Mhm.
I'm not ashamed to say I need to take a class. And even though I take the
Right.
class, sometimes I'll just learn slower than others. And it takes me a long time to get it.
Yeah.
But when I get
Yeah.
it, I have it.
Right. I'm the same way. I'm a slower learner, believe it or not. I have to do it several times before I actually get it. But I know that they're making changes in general on the hiring practices. They're not necessarily going by degrees anymore. They're going to start going off for your experience. And your president just filled the bill for that. So that was just a tidbit right there.
I
So
guess we better be on it. We better be on it.
yeah, yep. Or have a team. And that's what we're going to talk about, I think, next week about branding and marketing, maybe, and
Yes,
having a team that can help and support you and what's your weekend. So this is
yes.
Tanika Gillard. I am Naturally Yours. I am in Birmingham, Alabama. You could always look at pictures or book online at IamNaturallyYours.com. I also have an online beauty supply store there. So if y'all can't make it out the house for whatever reason and you need some products for your hair, click on the IamNaturallyYours.com and shop online and you'll see the beauty supply store.
And this is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio. You can find me on alternativesbeauty.studio. Click on to the store. I have an online store as well. If you need anything and you can't get to the beauty supply store, like Tanika said, you can always click shop on Alternatives Beauty Studio. It gives also my list of services. And if you need to contact me, you will call me at 570-424-2900. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you Wednesday evening at 6 p.m.
5 p.m. Alabama time, Central Standard Time.
Yes, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining us today. Happy 4th. Okay, we're done.